Hello everyone, welcome back to my video. Today I would like to share how important to avoid the gas complaint and how to handle the gas complaint in the strategic way. In this subject, I will share the following key points. Number one, the quality of transparency of hotel product and service. Number two, how important of service recovery before guest departure from the hotel. Number three, the report from TrustU study proved the link between a hotel average review score versus hotel operational performance. Number four, the 6 key points of the nature of the guest complaint. Number five, the 6 key points for the complaint handling strategy. Number six, the 3 key points for the compensation. So I hope you enjoy watching. How to handle guest complaint. Every day we do our best to find the best way to avoid guest complaint, and we always go extra mile by creating wow guest experience, especially from the guest arrival, the speediness of check-in, room cleanliness, high speed of internet in the guest room, tasty food and good service in the restaurant, and all the other facility in the hotel to be well functioned and well maintained. All of this is to ensure no any complaint. However, in reality, it is not easy to avoid from the guest complaint. Why it is so important to understand how to handle guest complaint? It is all about quality transparency, as now it's impossible to hide something. Everybody know everything. So if there is any discrepancy between guest experience and guest expectation, our issue or problem will be announced to the world. Everybody will know our hotel has all room, our service is not so good, so it is better to work on the quality rather than try to hide those information. In year 2018, before COVID-19 pandemic, almost 100 billion hotel reviews have been posted in online. This is huge number of reviews. Whenever any issue which was not resolved before departure, we will have very high chance for those guests to go to the internet and post the comment in TripAdvisor, Booking.com, or other OTA about their negative experience. It is important that we have to rectify whatever it is before guests check out. While guests still in house, we have to take opportunity to recover their complaint. So guest service is all related to hotel revenue and GOP. If the share of 5-bubble review increased by 10%, the number of bookings increased by 10.2% in Europe and 7.8% in Asia Pacific. If a hotel average review score on TripAdvisor increased by 10%, the number of bookings increased by 2.2% in Europe and 2.9% in Asia Pacific. The travel review influence traveler decision. 95% of travelers report using travel review regularly to make booking decisions. The impact of review on hotel goes much further than just making the final cut. For instance, a Cornell study found that a 1-point increase in reputation based on a 5-point scale may result in a hotel ability to raise room rate up to 11.2%. A TrustU heat mapping study found that given equal price, travelers are 3.9 times more likely to choose a hotel with a higher review score. And even when hotel prices are increased for hotels with better review score, travelers are more likely to book the hotel with the higher score despite the higher rate. In fact, 76% of travelers said they were willing to pay more for a hotel with higher review score. So now we understand why it is so important and to prevent the complaining guest to leave the hotel without being recovered. So how can we recover complaint? How can we deal with unsatisfied guests? The important is that we need to understand the complaint. When we have a specific issue and if we want to do a better job, we have to study to find out the root cause. What made the guest not happy? When we understand the root cause, we have better chance to solve the issue in effective manner. The nature of guest complaint. Let's talk about the nature of guest complaint. The guest complaint happens whenever there is a gap between guest expectation and actual experience. Here, we want to emphasize the word of experience because sometimes we do not understand. It is not about room. It is not about service. It is not about food. It is all about experience. That's why we think the guest is strange. For example, only a few minutes delay why the guest is so upset and very angry. In fact, it is not about the delay. The guest was complaining about, I am here with my family and I'm supposed to be happy. I was supposed to treat my wife and my kid with a beautiful room and tasty food. And I was supposed to have a wonderful time with my kid. But I am sitting here waiting for my room 45 minutes. And that is giving me a very bad experience. It is all about feeling. What we are dealing with is not about issues. We are dealing with feeling. The feeling about unsatisfied. Number two, so what complaint say? It is listen to the guest. The first message we need to understand is listen to me. When front office manager, operation manager try to deal with guest complaint, one of the common mistakes is that we come up with the compensation too quick. For example, the guest said, now you know that I wait to check in for 45 minutes and nobody updating me. When can I get the room? But instead of the guest finish, you come up with, I am very sorry to hear that. Okay, now I want to give you one-time dinner for free. So guests will be more angry. It is very important that guests have the feeling of unhappiness and guests want us to listen to their feelings. That was the first message from the guest. We talk about the nature of feeling. The characteristic of feeling is always come with stimulus. And another important thing about feeling is that feeling do not last for long. So if you make yourself patient, just let the guest finish, let the guest express their unhappiness, their unsatisfactory feeling, then we let the guest finish, then it will eventually go away because feeling only happening because of the stimulus. The stimulus was 45 minutes delay. It is stimulating their feeling of unhappiness and make the guest angry or guests want to express their feeling. So we just let the guest finish. We need to listen to the guest, then there is no other stimulus, so that feeling will automatically goes away. But sometimes we do not wait till the guest finish their expression, and sometimes we say something to excuse. For example, you know, it is Sunday. Most of the guests has late checkout after 12 noon, so you should understand. This will create another stimulus with another feeling accumulated and guests become very upset. Number three, another mistake is I am not happy. Do something about it. Eventually, we will have to decide if we want to provide something extra or not. For most of the cases, the compensation is required, otherwise guests will not raise the issue. Guests is spending their time and energy to let us know that their stay was not up to satisfaction, which means all the communication the guest has the purpose. Normally, for angry guests, if they want to see the duty manager, they have the purpose. And the first purpose is I am angry. Please listen to me. The second purpose is do something about it. That's the two purpose we always have to remember whenever we got any complaint from the guest. Number 4, another very important characteristic of complaint is the complaint never objective. It is subjective. That's the important we need to remember because sometimes what gets said we cannot agree. If we think objectively, maybe it doesn't make sense. For example, guests complain about our food is too salty, so the executive chef is tested, then objectively it's not salty. In this case, it doesn't matter. The guest said it's salty, so it is up to the guest, and it is not important for us to think objectively. Number 5, right vs wrong. There is no right or wrong because what guest said, it is the guest's opinion. The guest think that way. In the guest's point of view, the food is salty. From the guest's point of view, the place is dirty. As a server, we cannot argue with the guest. We cannot say the guest is wrong and we are right. We cannot think that way as it doesn't work. Number 6, we cannot win the guest. It is not about right or wrong, as we have better chance not to get upset our guest because it is the guest's opinion. And why we get upset? The guest did not say we are wrong, but the guest say from their opinion, the place is dirty, the food is salty. So as an executive chef, when guests say the food is salty, so do not get upset with the guest. We need to think that is the guest's opinion. So we cannot win the guest. For example, we know that the guest was not correct. So what will happen if we prove that the guest will not come back and will tell their friend not to come back to our hotel too? So we will get nothing. We just lost the business. So whenever we deal with complaint, we have to remember that it is not about right or wrong. If we prove that there is nothing wrong, the guest will feel embarrassed and then guests just go away and never come back. And for sure, they will say something bad about our hotel. So the best way is better we should not win against the guest. For example, in some occasions, guests came earlier and wait for check-in as the guest want us to do something about it. And the duty manager come out and shout to the guest that our standard check-in is 2 p.m. now is 1 p.m. We cannot do like that. Yes, it is correct that our standard check-in time is 2 p.m. But it doesn't matter as the guest is waiting for 45 minutes. So the guest is frustrated. We need to say sorry. I'm sorry that you wait for 45 minutes. We do our best to clean the room as soon as possible. Last night we were fully booked, so we are so sorry about it. May I offer you some coffee during waiting? We need to go this way because it is not about right or wrong. We cannot win the guest as we will get nothing. If we win against the guest will never come back. The complaint handling strategy. Number 1, Now, let's talk about how to handle guest complaints. As we know, every communication has the purpose. So every complaint has the purpose. The main purpose of guest complaint is listen to me. So we have to listen to the guest. We need to remember why guest is complaining because the guest want to bring it to our attention. So we have to listen to the guest. At the same time, we have to take note because we want to show the guests that their comment is important to us and look professional as we take it seriously. So listen and take note while handling complaint is so important. Number two, another thing is important while handling is we have to repeat after the guest. For example, guest said, I wait for 45 minutes. Then we say you are upset because you wait for 45 minutes. Why it is important? Because according to the research, human being has emotional stopping point. Whenever any emotion, we need to have the stopping point. For example, whenever we lose something, we always get upset. We always get emotional. And when we were feeling that emotion, we always feel so bad. Sometimes when you have a terrible day at work, you go back home and you have a very high chance to continue your mood and you have an achievement with your family. So on the other hand, when we have a bad day at home and we come to work, we already had an angry mood because we had a terrible day at home. So the feeling has the nature of continuous and we always find the reason to continue the feeling. Every human being is like that. Whenever we are sad, we always find the reason to be sad. There is one way to avoid this situation. We need to remind ourselves why we have such feelings. When we are sad, we need to speak to ourselves. We are sad because such problem. On the other hand, we have to repeat after the guest. After we listen carefully to the guest, for instance, we say to the guest, we understand your feeling. So you were waiting for your room 30 minutes and none of my team member approached you asking if you need any assistance or no one updated you regarding your waiting. I totally understand why you are not happy. So when you do like this, guests will have the feeling of disconnected, the unhappy feeling with us. So repeating after the guest is important. Number three, magic word. We need to utilize the magic word after listening. Thank the guest to bring it to our attention and then use the magic word. I am very sorry to hear that. My apologies. Number four, think to what we can or we will do. Should be the last. After using our magic word, we believe the guest is ready to go to the next step. After we went from the above step and guest will surely calm down, then we can continue with our smart conversation as we cannot talk when guest is in the emotional mood. After you feel it is the good time, then we say, I am very sorry for what happened and it is already happening. Allow me to work with our team to avoid same mistake or same situation in the future. For the moment, may I offer you something? May I offer you a late checkout? Or if you have time this evening, may I offer you a complimentary dinner for 2% tonight? Or may I offer massage? In this stage, we can talk about composition as guests already calmed down. Number 5, agreement. Now get agreement from the guest. Number 6, communication. The communication is so important. Most of the time, we did not communicate enough whenever we have any issue. Typical example is about the lost item case. Many often we got this case in most of the hotel. Even though we pay high attention to the issue, we did invest our time and energy to follow up for the guest, but the guest doesn't know because we never communicate properly. When we come to lost and found, there is a limitation of what we can do. Usually, most of the time, guest has forgot to place somewhere else. Sometimes outside the hotel, but we should not blame the guest, and we need to help the guest to find. The most important is that the guest should know our effort, especially when the guest already checked out from the hotel. After 4 or 5 hours, we need to send the guest message to update about our finding. Like, we have already checked our CCTV footage but could not find. I will keep you updated if there is any information. Then, after another 5 hours, we need to send email again to the guest saying that we have checked with our banquet team, we have checked with our housekeeping team, we have checked with our waiter in the restaurant. Unfortunately, no one has seen your mobile phone. I will keep you updated, and then after 5 hours, we send another message to update that we have checked with our security and they try to find everywhere but could not find. And next day, we send another message saying that we checked in our lost and found department as maybe some dropped there, but we still did not find. We are so sorry for your loss. Whenever we found anything, we will surely contact you. So after we send many messages to the guest, the guest has no chance to go to the supervisor and complain, do not go to this hotel. I lost my mobile phone, but no one follow up. So the communication is very important. So communication is very important. The most important part of communication is being genuine. Human being is so sensitive and so smart. We cannot manipulate. When we receive the complaint, the most important is we should feel really sorry. For example, if the guest lost their mobile phone, just imagine how we feel if we lost our mobile phone. We get panic. So we need to feel the same way. We need to be genuine, be personal. When guests see our reaction like that, guests will reduce their emotion. Compensation. Number 1, please offer at least 2 options. This is just a tactic. We would have to make our life easy. For example, if we say, I am sorry, can I offer you late checkout? And then guests will say, no, I have appointment at 4. We keep saying that, can we offer you a complimentary dinner? The guest will say, no, I already booked dinner outside. So it is always easy for us to give options to the guest. After we go through all the steps, we can say to the guest that with my authority, I can offer you late checkout. If you like massage, I can offer you massage. If you have time for dinner tonight, I can offer you a complimentary dinner. May I know what would you like to choose? Then you will have a better chance for the guest to choose one. Number 2, what to offer. We need to be genuine. When guests complain about waiting too long during check-in, and you say, can I offer you a beer? This is a bit strange. You need to sympathize the feeling. So instead of giving the beer, we can offer a late checkout. We need to make some relevant connection. When guests say, "This is too salty," and you suddenly say, "I will give you 15% discount on your room," we cannot do that. When guests say the food is salty, and we need to say, "Can I make a new one for you on complimentary?" We need to have some relevance. We need to use our common sense. Number three, how far can we go? As far as we can convince ourselves. If we can justify, as long as you can convince yourself. If guests say, "I found one hair in my soup, this is very bad restaurant," and you say, "I will offer you a one night complimentary," please don't do that. How can you justify with one hair and you offer a complimentary room? It doesn't make sense, as it doesn't have any connection at all. It's true that guests had a bad experience, but I don't think that one hair in the soup is damaging the whole stay because we offer a free night, meaning the whole guest experience is nothing. So how far can we go? It's up to our common sense. Apology letter. Once again, all communication has a purpose and objective, and our objective is for apologize to the guest. So then think about it when we deal with complaint. We have a verbal communication. We say sorry, we offer some compensation, but when we come up to the stage of writing apology letter, it means it is serious. So apology letter is about something is serious, big issue. Guests must be very unhappy. So the important is we have to be serious. The apology letter cannot be one or two or three or four lines. We need to follow the business letter format with the date, with the subject. It needs to be formal with standard of hotel format. Guests spend their time and energy to complain, so we need to spend our time and energy to write a formal letter describing all the process of our effort that we try to solve for the guest issue. When we write, we need to write with our responsibility. We can't blame the other department. At the last, we need to say, "I am sorry." Let's wrap up. When it comes to guest experience, guest complaint, we need to understand that complaint is also part of communication. The first thing, always remember, all the communication has objective. Let's remember, guest is saying, "Listen to me and do something about it." So that is two objective guest has. When the guests raise their voice, so we have to remember that objective. And then we stick to our objective for apologize, to calm the guest down, and then to recover. Our objective is very simple, is to try to help the guest leave the hotel with a smile. Second to remember is, of course, we have to be genuine. All the communication will be successful if we are genuine. We are smart to recognize